Hello. Actually, I don't know if the mic was accidentally on during that start. Hopefully not. Not that you would have heard much anyway. Hello. So, we finally made it. We are about to do the most recently added main story quest content in Final Fantasy XIV. After, I guess, years of streaming this, and streaming what I will call, possibly generously, most of the video game. The big MMO video game. We are here at the end of the walk, as it were. This is the final Final Fantasy XIV stream until Dawn Trail releases. Unless I decide to do something else randomly. Like, haha, bonus stream. But, you know, it's the final main stream of Final Fantasy XIV before Dawn Trail. That's wild to think about. I feel unprepared for this. But here I am. Objectively prepared for it. In terms of what the game wants from me, anyway. Which is to be level 90, I guess, and that's it, really? And to have done all the previous stuff? I don't know what to do other than to just go, I guess. So hello and welcome to 6.55 main story quest. When one door closes. What's going on over here, everyone? Razatan, home. I think you said that before, probably. When one door closes. Barshan has a message from Charlian. Ah, Sucro. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldessian request your presence in Charlian at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone they require. If you've no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldessian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. Nod. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ashdaya the city. From notable landmarks to the people's lives, there is still much and more for her to see. Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. That'll maybe be 7.x, or 8.x, or 8.0, or something like that. Right, I can just use return. Someday, Barshan will return. You know, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. You know what? Let's walk to the Baldessian Annex. Not that it's a very long walk, but you know. I just gotta prolong the final stream as much as possible. Sucro's about to be over for a while. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Sucro. I gather you received our message. Please wait here while I fetch Kryl and Graha. Hey, someone said Graha without adding Tia to the end of it. This doesn't happen that often. Hello. Kryl, your hood is gone. But you have the earring. You're wearing the clover as an earring. Thank you for coming on such short notice. been a while since I've said a cryo voice word. Thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending you so soon after your trials in the void. Sending for you so soon after your trials in the void, to say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Aaronville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. Questioning head tilt. I wonder if this hat's gonna get in the way because it covers my eyes a little bit. I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there's someone whom he wishes Sucro to meet. He also mentioned that he'd be tending to business at the studium. Shall we look for him there? Nod. I think I'll hide this hat. Oop, that's the weapon. Preemptively hiding the hat, even though it does complete the outfit. You can't see Sucro's face completely, so... Still a good outfit. Even without the hat. Aaronville's early return likely has something to do with this visitor. Who could it be, I wonder? Now then, where is Aaronville? Who could it possibly be? We all know who it is. Even I know who it is.
Aaronville!
That's right, it's Aaronville. Aaronville is the visitor, somehow. Just kidding.
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
Nope, just happened to do everything important before now.
I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went
Yes.
to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
Is she waiting for her cue? She's not here right now.
But it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
Nope, just waiting for her cue.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
There she is.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Howdy.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman. I'm Wuklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
Hello, Wuklamat. There's something very funny to me about the fact that Wuklamat shows up wearing a hat. As the first representative of the female Hrothgar to show up in the game, wearing a hat, and she's wearing a hat, which historically, Hrothgar and Viera have had difficulty with wearing a hat. So, hello and welcome. Wuklamat is here. Wuklamat. I think I remember I read some random criticism that like her first few voice lines didn't feel like they felt kind of out of place or something. But like someone else pointed out in response to that, or maybe the same person, said that like it seems to take a while for a lot of people to get used to voice acting in this game sometimes, but like she seems fine so far to me. Hello, Wuklamat. Also, her voice actress is trans, which is really cool, and Puerto Rican, which is also really cool. But hello.
Tulihuela.
Tuliolo. Yeah.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
She's also a warrior, apparently. I think we knew this.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Gasp!
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Also, I'm noticing now that, like, she is hunched over just a tiny bit. People are like, wow, they don't hunch over like the male Hrothgar. But I think she's slouching just a little bit, actually. And yeah, they did pronounce it pretty differently. But yeah.
Of course, of course.
Tell me about the next expansion, Wuklamat.
Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The right of succession, taking the form of a contest. It will determine who next ascends the throne.
Okay.
As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that random criticism was slightly right. Like the first, she already feels like she's more, she's adapting to the voice acting quickly or something. Like the voice direction, I mean. Because, I don't know.
I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
Yeah, it is like the, maybe it is just because it's the first like new main voice. I didn't even think about how it's been so long because like Endwalker is pretty new to me, all things considered. I guess all that's true, kinda. Erenville?
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
But he didn't explain what I need to be there for.
Wait. Let's all just slow down.
You only explained that you plan to win a contest and rule Tural.
Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihyolal is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume.
So, this has nothing to do with anything, but I bought like a foam cover from my microphone so that it would cut out a little bit of sound in case there was any. Not that I can even tell if there is any most of the time, but it makes it really difficult to tell when it's muted or not, actually. Anyway.
That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
For some reason, I get the impression that Wuklamat is very excitable. I think something about her facial expression. You know, that's a good question.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Graha ear droop.
Hardly.
Whoop.
I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage.
Great start. Just shove the boy off the stairs.
But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met. If you have
Hardly.
any questions,
I don't know
I'll do
who
my
your
best to
dad is
answer them.
either. Smiley face
Just know,
emoji.
though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me.
Wuklamat is exactly the sort of person who would genuinely use the standard smiley face emoji. Is the impression that I have so far.
No, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast,
Valiarmanda. Okay, that makes sense actually. I didn't know how to say that. What, you mean Tritalk from Final Fantasy VI? They changed that. By the way, City of Gold. That sounds familiar.
Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
Am I gonna have a flashback to the bucket list? You have my complete attention. This is strictly a rumor, nothing more. Golden City, I've heard about it before. Hmm. You got my attention. Determined.
We're going to get along, you and I. Dural has no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement, I promise you.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Maybe, maybe not, but there are techno-future modern cities. Whatever that's about.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Wow. Harsh. Taunting. So they know each other, huh?
And the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
So Erenville and Wuk-Lamat know each other from... possibly from childhood.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions.
Wuk-Lamat, do you know something we don't? Are they gonna nerf Warrior in Dawn Trail? Because otherwise you could probably solo it. She does look kind of Monster Hunter-y. The Monster Hunter doesn't let you be a cat person. Hello and welcome.
So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
I spoke one text box too soon about how this wasn't entirely Monster Hunter yet. Gasp. Nowhere near as confident as she acts? Interesting. But yeah, I guess that is a spoiler, actually, yeah. Also, hello and welcome to you as well. Did I already say that? I don't know. I wasn't sure if that was a spoiler or just your read on what she's done so far. I also have a lion tail. Am I gonna get access to tail ornaments at any point? Thank you for petting Calico. That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers and take her measure for yourself. A journey to Tyrol. So, where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. The game is afoot. Grahatia appears equal parts bewildered and excited. That seems like probably one of Graha's default states, honestly. Oh yeah, it is a pun. The chance to see not only Tyrol, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. Nod. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. Like savage difficulty or just savage angry? It's believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition. The Isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me! Okay, I can't read that particular sentence without thinking of Mario educational games. Where he's like, that works for me! I think that's maybe Luigi? Arbitrarily? Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tyrol. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. Shrugging and laughter. I think this music is played before, actually. This is familiar. Kryle is thinking. And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions... My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join you as soon as possible. Kryle has to go pick up her Pictomancer gear. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbor. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. I assume they're also introducing Kryle Pictomancy in this patch. I am like 95% sure that this music has existed elsewhere. I don't know exactly where elsewhere. Also, yeah, if you missed it, I've decided to hide Sucro's hat because it covers part of her face, unfortunately. This feels like an important thing to make sure that it is known. I don't know why I'm checking my portrait, as if I'll need it. Sucro's outfit in Dawn Trail will probably be completely different, and I don't even know what I'm gonna main in Dawn Trail at this point. I'm hoping I'll like Pictomancer. Ah. You beheld the dab. I see. Wait, what? Radio listening student. Might I ask your opinion on the Hyper Hustle broadcast? The radio aficionado community is abuzz with debate. Oh, you're talking about the... There's random NPCs here talking about the, That's fun. Did such fantastical events truly transpire? Are the Loporrits trying to pull one over on us? What is a Grabulov? Cannot say for certain, but I do know that everyone else is wrong. That's fun. A follow-up to the Tribe Alliance quest, I think they're called. Oh. The Wandering Minstrel is here too, I guess. Right. I may or may not talk to you eventually. You're wearing the Reaper gear. Is that a cute bit about how Yoshi P cosplayed Reaper on stage? That's funny. Maybe they'll add Asura Extreme later, or maybe not. Hey look, it's a duty. Hello, welcome. I responded with enthusiasm because I saw 2 exclamation points. If Wandering Minstrel does wear the Pictomancer gear, that'll be funny. But, like, he'll probably wear the Viper gear, right? Because he cosplayed Viper. We have the loan of a ship from one of the captains, a cheery fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we don't need to trouble him to take us. Erenville has proficiency in vehicles boat, I see. Kryle was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparations she needs to make. So, we have to take a ship? Ugh, and I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Already? But I barely set foot on stream. Or something. There's also been like a variety of different people immediately photoshopping Yoshi P's face onto the Pictomancer model in response to that, by the way, if you didn't know. In addition, you'll be required to participate in battle. Item level 660. I don't even have that. All right. Just in case you're doing this way later. Hey, look, it's
From
my
here,
favorite.
We must
Look.
walk.
Hey, look, it's my favorite place to take G-pose photos because of the contrast of the glaciers.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural.
I don't think you'd go above 660. Yeah, because like if you had 660 and then Relic 665, I don't think your item level would register as over 660. I think it would probably still be 660 or like 662 or something. I don't know.
Oh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
Uklamat, please do not eat the adorable bears.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
Uklamat's face here is very no thoughts head empty. She's making a great first impression. No thoughts, only thinking about bears. Still no thoughts at the same time somehow.
I know. I know.
She sounds so sad, even though she's grinning.
So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
The Isle of Ham. Yeah. Wuklamat gets to be
Really
the
are
only
knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
non-HD female Hrothgar, temporarily.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
That said, like, there's a lot of detail on her model already. Like, look at the textures on her clothes and stuff. Those are not like low effort. Oh. Right, Koana. Yeah, the fur textures and stuff too. And like, yeah, like her axe is a little pixely, but you know, that's about it. I still don't feel HD particularly. I mean, like, I've got this art that I made myself that I like, so there is that. And yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if she was already partly graphically updated.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
Yeah, Labyrinthos is pretty neat. Questioning head tilt? Also, is Kryle gonna drive her own boat
This
here,
brother of
or...?
yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in this city.
I'm glad you like Sucro's outfit. I had to hide the hat because it covered part of her face.
He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
Even the fur texture on like her face is already elaborate. Actually, like even the shadows on her model are already kind of elaborate. Because like they made a big deal in the graphical update stuff about how like shadows cast by your hair and stuff were gonna be more emphasized, and she's already got like hat shadow power. I might be...
He went to the studio.
Maybe that's just the lighting.
Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Charlian to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He was very stealthy about it.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret.
That makes sense.
Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see.
Oh.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Nod.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain, hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
Nod. Oh yeah,
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
I forgot there was a science cat boy on the poster already. Cryo is not here right now. Still. Search for signs of your prey.
The researchers should be just ahead. There. The building to the northeast.
Erenville, are you gonna fight?
So ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Yeah.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
Turn on the combat log. Interesting. Well, I mean, they have to stop moving for a second. The Ham Troll. Wait. Oh, there's like still fighting going on over here. It's logging. I'll have to look at this afterwards in case
Look, someone's in trouble.
in case a problem arises from this.
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
Erenville is not fighting. God, the combat log goes so quick. Let's take a look. Wuklamat uses Horns of the Ronik. That's one thing. Tail of the Brax. Fangs of the Brax. Claw of the Brax. Tail of the Brax. I feel like that's probably her 1-2-3 combo then. Fangs, tail, claw. The combat log is practically useless. I never use it except maybe on accident. Talons of the Loatana is also a thing that she used. Wuklamat loses the effective sprint. Oh no. She used... Wuklamat and Graha used sprint at some point in here. Fascinating. I don't see any other unique move names.
Wuk and Lamot are words in the Mayan language. Wuk means 7, while Lamot is the 8th month of the Maya calendar and associated with the planet Venus. Lamot is used in Maya culture as a sign to mark a new beginning. The decision to name Wuk Lamot as such may be because Dawntrail is the 7.x patch series and the beginning of a new story arc for Final Fantasy XIV. It may also be a reference to the 7th Dawn.
True. Also, her tank stance is Raging Ronique. Aaronville, you got any status effects? No? Okay. Ah, you don't even have the same... You don't even have a health bar. Give Aaronville a gun. Let Aaronville shoot. Oh yeah, there is a Science Catboy on the poster. The poster was linked to me. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered our petition. Wait, aren't you? You are! Sucro, the adventurer who saved our star! Would that our meeting was under better circumstances. God, that would be so funny, actually. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm, once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. The Final Fantasy job that's closest to Villager in Super Smash Bros. Hold on. I know this one, maybe. Final Fantasy 4 Heroes of Light jobs. It is 100% one of the crowns from 4 Heroes of Light. I just have to remember which ones exist. Y'all ever heard about 4 Heroes of Light? Weird game. Just show me all of the crowns, please. Did Wayfarer use item? Wayfarer was like a recovery items work better type of thing. Could be that. They were good at escaping. Proficiency with all kinds of weapons, poor magic use. Could be Wayfarer. If you don't know anything about 4 Heroes of Light, let's read out the crowns, which is what they call classes, in order. And at some point, it'll sound normal for a second. Freelancer, Wayfarer, White Mage, Black Mage, Bandit, Bard, Merchant, Salve Maker, Elementalist, Ranger, Fighter, Scholar, Party Host, Hero, Spellfencer, Monk, Dancer, Paladin, Alchemist, Shaman, Dark Fencer, Seamstress, Beastmaster, Musician, Ninja, Sage, Scribe, and Storyteller. That's right, Party Hosts. Everyone's favorite Final Fantasy job. Now, Seamstress is actually the most messed up one. Oh yeah, Bard and Musician are separate. That's funny. The final ability of Seamstress is sew together. Sew yourself and an ally together to combine your status levels, it says. You know, normal things that you do. Okay, what's the difference between Bard and Musician now that you pointed that out? Yeah, you know, normal things that you do. Okay, hold on. No, the WebP again. See, I told you that we'd have to account for derails in this stream when we had a time estimate. And we've gotten the 4 Heroes of Light derail. It's already happened. Salve Maker is actually a really fun healing job too, by the way. You have like passive buffs that you have to maintain that are make items free and make single target items target everyone. It's a fun concept for a healer. But okay, first of all, here's a picture of So Together. I hope this answers any and all questions that you might have. Effect: add the user's HP and stats to an ally and remove the user from the battle. Effect persists the entire battle. The user returns with the same HP and AP as how they were immediately after using this ability, but with all status effects removed. You know, normal. So, okay. Let's take a look at... I'm gonna take a look at Bard. Bard, get the most out of equipped instruments. In-game description. You get this after a fairy dies. Yay. Apparently. For Heroes of Light is a fascinating game that maybe I should play on stream sometime. There's just a lot about it. It's like a I guess it's sort of a thing that happened before Bravely Default. But For Heroes of Light is also a great example of a game where the entire party sucks, and then there's character development. Not unlike Phantasy Star Portable 2, actually. You meet a lot of people who have a lot of faults, and then they have character development and grow as people over the story, which is surprisingly kind of rare that there's enough character development that it really stands out. To me, anyway. I don't know. Maybe that's not as rare as I think. Okay, so what do bards do? Sing a song to raise party attack power, sing a song to raise party's defense, sing a song to raise party's status attributes, strength, intellect, and spirit, apparently. Sing a sad song that stops your opponent. Okay, so that the bard is like a regular type bard. What's musician? Enjoy enhanced stats when in the presence of a bard. The crown special ability boosts user stats when there's a bard in the party. Wait, okay. So the musician is the backup bard as a separate class, I guess. Okay, the bard's special ability is having a stat boost when they have a harp equipped. You feel like a lot of games that would do that don't recognize that the characters have faults, including Bravely Default. Interesting. And yeah, Bard sings, musician plays instruments. Except the Bard equips a harp, so no. Actually. Buff. Okay, so... all of the musician's abilities are also playing or singing music. They're just Bard 2, the backup Bard. They have all of the other buffs that they couldn't fit on the Bard because everyone only has 4 abilities in this game. No, not even Bard but more, but Bard but again. They had to split Bard into 2 because they had too many songs, is essentially what this is about. That's very funny. By the way, in case you're wondering what Party Host does, deal more damage in joint attacks. The perfect support job, since his abilities focus on psyching up the party. That's a whole system in the game, I guess. Oh yeah, that's right. Party Host has an ability called Potluck, which has the description, something will happen. That's it. That's the entire description of the ability. Something will happen. Exactly. Find out. Do you wanna know exactly how find out it is? I apologize for the 4 Heroes of Light tangent that is still going. Here's one of the effects of it. Sudden death. Of course. A list of predetermined effects. The following chart shows the random results for the potluck command. 1. Nothing happens. 2. All physical attacks the party member use are crits. The party uses are crits. 3. Everyone at max health. 4. Foes recover health. 4. Party at when it says everyone, it means the party. Party at max AP. All party members lose all their AP, so they can't do anything. Everyone heals from status effects, or all the enemies instantly die. There is no the player instantly dies. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, potluck isn't as funny as it sounds. I mean, what else do we have in this game that's weird? Oh, the shaman job has an ability that sets the HP of every target in the battle to 1. Oh. Your derail lasted too long! I didn't even notice that. Okay, let's actually play the video game. Sorry. Several cutscenes in sequence. Whoops. Look at me skipping a cutscene in the new story patch like a criminal. Just kidding, there's reasons for it.
The researchers should be just ahead.
Yes, they should.
There.
The researchers didn't account for this nonsense. All right, let's play the video game for real.
Ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
I'm gonna rush ahead.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
That's honestly, that's pretty funny. I accept this result.
Look, someone's in trouble.
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
See, we didn't really get anywhere yet either. Yeah, if I remember right, the 4 Heroes of Light party, the 4 characters in it, there's one over-enthusiastic, insufferably naive kid. There's one like, I'm the rival and I'm the best at everything guy. There's one incredibly rich, spoiled princess lady. And then there's the princess lady's like knight lady or something, like her personal guard, something like that, who has crippling depression and absolutely no self-respect and hates herself and thinks she's worthless garbage. So when I say character development in 4 Heroes of Light, I mean the party hates each other and repeatedly splits apart and gets screwed over by each other for like half of the game. All sorts of shenanigans happen, like the lady knight ends up poor and destitute on the streets. Several of the people get turned into cats for an extended period of time and have to deal with it. It's a wild video game. And it looks like this. This is the art style for this. Well, you can't really see a lot of the art style from this. I should play 4 Heroes of Light again. Anyway, thank goodness you've come. That's right, I'm here for real this time. If If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment. Four Heroes of Light also has a really weird soundtrack.
Famous.
That's me, I'm a cat, I'm famous. It's like a
And
really...
for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
It's like a weird, subdued, like, retro sound. It's strange.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Luke Lamont is having so much fun.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
If you come to answer the petition, you should speak with my colleague here. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. My only worry with Four Heroes of Light, if I played it again, was that I would find out that the battle system is bad actually or something. But I remember it being fun and interesting at the time. It's probably like a prologue to the Bravely Default system in some ways too. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about this other video game too much during the exciting part of this video game that I'm supposed to be focusing on. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Those birds are messed up. Watch out. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us. Let's get started.
I'll handle this.
We're all handling this. I know you're a warrior and you can... Oh, you're doing a limit break. You're doing a thing. Okay, does that have a name?
Is that all?
Flight of the Luatena is
Come
the
on,
last thing it
let's
says
pick up
she
the
used.
creature's trail.
Oh yeah, this is an area we didn't go to in the... What have we here? Struck down defending its territory, most like. You find ravaged beast remains torn to shreds by sharp
Claw
talons.
marks. I've seen their like before.
We mustn't let any more
It's starting
creatures come to
feel like a
harm.
proper hunt.
She's so excited. I was right when I thought she was excitable. I see no tracks that match the claw marks. Such marks would be too common in any case. Has to be a clue here somewhere. How large do you suppose it is? Oh, this is like a big wide open section. Beast has feathers, eh? You find feathers are scattered about the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
Feathers. Did they belong to the predator or the prey?
He said that one word with such, like, dramatic.
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
We don't know what it is yet.
You presume it's even safe to eat?
Exactly. I'd rather just have some, like, vegetables, bread. Focus, we've no time for picking flowers. Exactly. God, thank you for reminding me and remembering that that feature exists. God, I forgot about whatever that's called. The cloying stench of these fresh leavings assails your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Still fresh. Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
I mean, at this point, it's very clear. Oh, it's very clear that this is not the regular part of the dungeon. I didn't think about it at first, though. Yakao.
Do you suppose they're upset we disturbed their home? Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
Yeah, Wuklabot is absolutely super excited, no thoughts, brain empty. That's the impression I have so far.
Report what we found.
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to walk around here. I wonder if this place had, like, collision when they first made the ether font, or if they added it later. She's going. Where's she going? By the way, does the audio sound like any different at all? Because I did put a filter thing on my mic. Ah.
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey.
Doesn't sound different? Well, I guess you'd probably have to be listening really closely, but hopefully it's like... Actually, hold on. If I were to turn up my desk fan... I think it does cut out fan audio if I ever need that, which is neat. Okay, anyway. It wasn't Zweihander. It was Giant Parrot, actually.
Ah! What is that thing?
Ah. That's very funny.
It speaks?
It mimics. I wonder, is this already what you meant by her being less confident than she appears?
It's heading towards the falls.
Maybe she's just very easily
I'll stay with
startled.
the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
Her like frozen in
Come,
shock.
Wakamat.
Her like frozen in shock holding the axe posture here
Right.
is kind of funny. I don't think anyone is like violently shaken their head in that sort of way before either. That's a new sort of animation type thing. Good, we found a boss arena for this.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
I believe you.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
Suko just nods.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Caught me by surprise! Caught me by surprise!
Why do you sound like you're laughing?
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Okay, you're probably right. Giant colibri. Still to this day, every time I see the word giant, my brain immediately fills out Donkey Kong in the Smash Bros. Announcer voice following it.
Talk all you like, bird. I'm going to have
I didn't
the
mean to
last
cast Holy. I feel like Wuklamad is probably not actually a
laugh.
kid.
I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you.
She's probably like early 20s or something.
Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
She does know how to turn the boss. Wuklamad, you're not a real party member. I can't target you.
Look out!
Not that you really need to, of course.
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Colibri? Fair enough.
Not good. Quickly, gather together.
Gross.
I've got you.
Oh, okay, that's a clever use of Home Gang.
Steady now.
Home Gang, but it's rescue. That's funny. I probably don't even need to worry about healing because Graha is probably doing that.
You pay for that.
Oh, we're doing this again. Oh. By the way, I turned on vibration for this controller for some reason. Apparently, active time events cause the controller vibration to happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, just shoot the tornado. I know, I'm trying to defeat the giant Calibri, jeez. Really? You're doing the wing thing? What's gotten into this thing?
That was hardly a tickle. Try this.
Hey, what the heck did Graha just do? Hold on. Or did Graha just get, like, drilled to death or something?
Throw everything you have at it.
Oh, that was Luke Lamont doing the Felkley. Okay. Blood for the Blood Lily!
And I had barely limbered up.
Yeah. Ah. Her hand is shaking.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Nod.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
Well, I mean, that and like the stammering a little bit. Uh-oh.
But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Luke Lamont?
Dirty tricks, dirty tricks.
Aye, dirty and despicable.
Ah.
Otherwise, I could have easily...
It's the comedy time.
Leave this to me.
Ta-da! She found her paintbrush.
Have at you.
I knew it. Yeah, I guess in terms of experience, that's fair. Hey, look, it's the Pictomancer idol stance. We've seen it. Crowley, you found a paintbrush. Crowley, you found an art degree. Oh yeah, that totally was like a Monster Hunter low health
I am
animation.
terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
It wasn't super clear in the trailer, but there are a lot of like differences in her outfit now, actually. Some of them subtle. But surprise, Kryle has a new power.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
I guess she did get her own boat. Or she drew one. I think her hood is like subtly different because it's connected to the new outfit in a different way.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
Nod.
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
Where did you get this skill at arms? Where did you find it?
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin.
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft.
Oh, I didn't notice she had one glove. That's the brush holding glove, and then you don't use a glove to hold the palette, I think. Oh, there's also like little like potion or paint bottles. Probably paint, but they look like potion bottles. This new outfit's pretty good. Okay, so Kryl has been off-screen grinding for the entirety of Point X, is what you're telling me.
As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
It was making up a new job class. Actually, hold on. I need to look at Kryl. I need to look at her old outfit. I'm trying to determine if the hood is different or not. I think it just looks slightly different, like graphical fidelity wise. Like there's more detail on the ears than I think there are on her previous outfit. I think that's... Anyway, tell me about how this exists. Why is there a funny paintbrush?
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy.
Ah, an esoteric art and an Archon realm. I'm just gonna let this friggin' wiggle around a bit. You did send a comparison. I think maybe the color is a little bit different also. It might also be the lighting there. Oh yeah, non-HD Pictomancer visual effects. I guess that's true.
As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style.
Graha leveled up every job in case Suko arbitrarily switched hers around.
What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Tired of not doing anything? Want to show off cool paint magic more? Nod.
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal.
Also that. There was a letter.
It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned up among the students' archives.
I think it's funny how with the earring being in this letter, everyone thought not only that it was Green Mage, but probably that the letter was relevant to the job. But no, she just sort of arbitrarily decided to hyper-focus on Pictomancy while no one was looking. And, like, valid.
The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Gulja, probably?
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
So, do you think the Golden City is going to be Solution 9 and not literally a Golden City? Do you think that's going to be a plot twist? I think that's possible, potentially.
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Better than even odds. That would be funny.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
Cyberpunked out of being gold. My guess would be like they called it the Golden City because it's like so there's like bright lights and stuff everywhere. That would be my assumption or my hypothesis or guess or something.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this.
Oh, that was fast. Gasp.
Given how culturally diverse Toliholal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed.
The suspense of this letter, and then Wiklamat looks at it for like 2 seconds and is like, this is fake, actually. Though, I mean, there's still suspense as to like what the deal with this letter is, even though it wasn't Gulal. What was... I already forgot the name. Every city in Toral is a gold city? That'd be funny.
But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one.
Huh. Are you telling me that you made Esperanto? Are you telling me that Esperanto exists in Final Fantasy XIV? That's also a good point. Yeah. I mean, her acting seems fine. It just sounded like she had to like get used to it for a bit. And that's just how it goes for every voice actor in this game. Probably something about like voice direction and just getting used to a new voice being spoken in general from the player point of view.
The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no?
Primalanto, because instead of Esper, that's pretty good. All right. Yeah, that's good.
This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, he would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Still raises questions, even if it's fake.
I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
That was also something I was thinking.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuli Yolal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
Well, you say that, but he still signed it, apparently. Like, he might have difficulty writing, but he still signed it. So do we just have to imagine that he daintily held a tiny little pen and signed it? I hope so. That's also fair.
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt.
Yeah, would you mind providing the player base with some teasers for 7.0?
We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
Hey, do you think it's safe to eat a bird that is inexplicably giant? I feel like there might be something messed up with this bird.
We're eating that.
Wuklamat's favorite manga is Delicious in Dungeon, by the way. Or Dungeon Meshi, if you prefer. Anyway, thanks to Wuklamat, we now know who sent the letter to Grandfather, among other things. But many questions still remain. Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't eat this bird. Is that like a normal Lalafell idle stance? Or is that like does Kryl have a new idle stance that she gets to do? Also, this is how the paintbrush is sheathed. I guess we knew that, but you know, still. Look, it's important to look at details about pictomancy. I understand Kryl's feelings all too well. The desire to do one's part can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. Yeah, that seems like bespoke Kryl animation. Ah, what an exciting hunt that was, and now it's time to savor the reward. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Charlian, the last stand. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. I'll bet you 100 gil that meat is not safe for eating. Contaminated by some sort of bird problems that the bird has. Hey, what are you up to, Worldly Affairs official? Not long has passed since I reviewed your application for entry, yet it feels like a lifetime ago, and not once during your immigration procedure did I imagine that you'd one day become the savior of our star. Yeah, probably like weird etheric aspects and other such things. Doesn't seem like it'd be a great idea to eat it. Well now, there's a famished face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Sucro? We killed a giant bird. Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I have just the recipe. Hey, look, I'm no professional chef, but not only are we assuming this giant bird is safe to eat, we're just gonna apply a recipe that already exists to something that we've never seen before. Just on the assumption that, you know, it's bird. It's bird game. Could be the same, I don't know. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? Though, given the tone of everything, yep, it turned out fine, actually. Everything is fine.
Come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together.
Well, it's fine for now. It might stop being fine in a second. The lovingly animated food continues.
I'd heard that Charlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
Something about the action lines and this pose. Behold! Yeah, this is very Monster Hunter. Ah, soup. Erenville quietly contemplates some soup.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Does things smell spicy? Is that a weird question? Is that legitimately, do things smell spicy? Look, I blame my damaged sense of smell on this question.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
Erenville is about to die. Wuklamat is about to die, actually. Oh no.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveler ordered a curry with
Zero,
several
no!
times the usual amount of spice.
Zero, no! Zero, I can't believe you killed Wuklamat before she's been on camera for more than an hour.
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Sharlayan.
Concerned Sucro.
It's nothing. I can't handle.
Okay. Any complaints about Wuklamat's voice acting are now invalid? She's immediately having to act. I ate something too spicy, but I'm going to pretend it's fine. And like doing a good job at it. That's like a voice acting trial by fire in almost a literal way. Also, the animators were having a blast during this time. Also, Monster Hunter is back.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
She's so pouty,
Would I
too.
be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
God, we're gonna get a lot. Oh God, they're a comedy duo. This is perfect. I love them both. We're gonna get a lot of this in Dawn Trail, aren't we? Not something I expected.
I see.
Yeah, I did not anticipate that. Erenville's a... Maybe. That could happen.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
Everyone else has a knife and fork, I've just noticed. Also, bespoke Sharlayan coffee cups.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Yeah, they definitely have like a sibling energy sort of thing. For sure.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead.
Nod.
Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long.
Oh, those coffee mugs exist in real life? That's fun. Is Kryle's, like, smaller? Did she get a Lalafell-sized coffee cup? I think she did.
The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
Yeah, the swirly pastry is fun too.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy.
He's getting old, but he's going to be a cool boss fight anyway, at least in the trailer.
Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
They have established a little bit about lifespans, like Vieira, according to lore, live a lot longer. Personally, I think it's kind of weird when they do stuff like that in fantasy, but shrug. Someone can't be allowed to rule, huh?
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural.
What do you mean Aragorn is 87? What?
While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
Oh. You thought that Dawn Trail had nothing to do with the previous plot points? Just kidding. It's at least connected in some way.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war.
Sounds bad. Let's beat him up.
I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
So, one of the things they've played up for Dawn Trail is a division in the Scions. Like, I think it's implied or stated that it's like they're divided on who they're backing for this contest or something. At least temporarily. I'm going to guess that some faction of the Scions sees Wuklamot as not, like, responsible or prepared enough or something for the throne and backs one of the other people. It feels like if anyone actually backed the obvious bad guy side, that would be weird. I'm gonna say probably no.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Everyone in this screenshot has cat ears, even though some of them are not visible and some of them are on a hood.
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
That makes sense.
That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well.
And you're a cat!
And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal?
I feel like I might want more information first, but I will help.
You don't need to decide right this moment.
Yeah, I gotta decide like 6 months from now.
But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Wuklamot wants the leftover. Aaronville just face palming. Not face palming, but like putting his head in his hand. Yeah, I am excited for the Aaronville Wooklamont comedy hour now. Like, I'm excited for the rest of it too, of course, but I didn't realize that, I didn't know that Aaronville and Wooklamont would like know each other and that they would have a comedy duo sort of thing going on. I just didn't expect that, and it's already funny to me. Judging by Wooklamot's reaction, it appears Turali cuisine isn't excessively fiery. Wait. Oh, right, Turali cuisine. Yes. I was confused for a second. Whether Wooklamot has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. The Coming Dawn. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wooklamot's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. Certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed, or just the thought of burying myself in books is making me feel sleepy. The least Sukro response possible is that second one. Well, I mean, she might fall asleep reading, but it wouldn't hurt to be better informed, says Sukro, vibrating, thinking about reading book and learning knowledge. Quite right. Not only would it help you to make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, you would be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Book! Sukro's gonna read a book. I think I've already joked about how if I end up maining Pictomancer, I could retcon all of Sukro's books to be like art related. How you doing, Puddingway? Keep it up, Puddingway. Book. I missed a conversation during the initial tour of Charlian where Graha nerds out about a book cart. Oh no. That is a tragedy. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Walachi, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. Hey, by the way, blue magic stuff, Tural, this is known a little bit if you do the blue magic questline, because they do mention the new world in there and the Walachi. I think it's Walachi. I think that's how you say it. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. Walaki? My bad. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting the Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the ceruleum deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Walaki's art and make the animal's powers my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this color, as you will have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Walaki. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honor the people from whom this noble magic was born. Yeah, like, Is it Martin, I think his name is, or something? Maybe I'm thinking Martin because I've seen people play Oblivion recently. Oh, it is Martin, okay. But I got the impression that was probably him. Leatherbound book. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the 3 great continents in Tyrol. Lines in the Sand, the geopolitics of Heidelin, by the way. The former, and the previous book was Principles of Blue Magic and Spell Acquisition. Anyway, let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the 3 great continents in Tyrol. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Oh yeah, that is a reminder that the planet was called Heidelin. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. A case in point is the Allegans, who rose in power in Aldenard before advancing east into Ilsebard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tyrol waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce the dense jungle. Such was the way of it until the leader of the Mamul-Ja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the Autarch's greatness. Faded Tome. The flora and fauna of Tyrol. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tyrol is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Whoop! I accidentally skipped the text box. I think this controller's A button is a little weird. Alpaca! Accustomed to Tyrol's craggy mountain ranges, this 4-legged beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burdens. Yes, alpaca confirmed. Very important. Isn't there an alpaca mount, actually? Wyver. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tyrol. The Mamul-Ja have succeeded in taming them and utilize their prodigious strength for manual labor. I remember wyvers, kinda. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the wyver is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. That makes sense. Oh, I already forgot how they said it. It's not Valagarmanda. It's not that kind of G sound. Oh, it's Valayarmanda. That's right. Tyrali folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts and the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Does it use fire, ice, and lightning? Sucro gets to read 4 books today. She's so happy about this. I think so, yeah. I think they've showed a design as well. What's up? History, geography, botany. The public archives alone should suffice to provide a solid grounding on Tyrol. Unblemished book. Eorzean cuisine, a history. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tyrol. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto, these crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables, trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the Sixth Astral Era, when a Lominsan sailor named Ketenram successfully traveled the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Oh no, we have Eorzean explorers. I wonder if any of them are horrible people. Like some certain explorers might be. Ketenram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mamulja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with permission to roam freely. Ketenram would return to Tyrol several times, but during his first expedition he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Lominsa. The most notable of these was the popoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty of Ketenram's expeditions to Tyrol. Many tantalizing recipes, such as the bean-filled burrito, and gripping legends, such as that of the Golden City, reached our shores by way of his ship. Bringer of the burrito, Ketenram. I see. To those outside of Ketenram's circle, Tyrol largely remains shrouded in mystery. Gripping legends such as that of the burrito. Yes, exactly. Yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. Also included Graha. What if Graha wrote this book, actually? This was Graha's, like, graduate thesis or something? Having perused a wide selection of books relating to Tyrol, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Graha Tia will be eager to know what you've discovered. Should you wish to read these books again, speak with the reference page. We actually do know his graduate thesis. That was his backup graduate thesis. Graha Tia is the sort of person who would write 2 graduate theses. Maybe? Question mark? Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tyrol, I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. Majored in etheric history and minored in culinary art. That seems probable. Nod. But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Graha, have you heard about burrito? By the way, did you know that Graha Tia is a minimum height male Mikote? I learned this recently. His height is set to 0. That does mean he's slightly taller than Sucro still. Speaking of height, did you know that the only character combination in the game that can be 5'7" is a Midlander male here? 5'7" is out of every other height range in the game. There's a fun fact for you. 5'7" is my actual real height. And it's impossible to be 5'7" unless you're John Final Fantasy. Which is kind of funny. Anyway. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. Okay, so you didn't write it, but you did read it. I was pleasantly surprised to find references to Tyrol within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? I was rather taken with the tale of Ketenram, Popotos. I have a newfound appreciation for them, or the legendary City of Gold! I was hoping one of the answers would be burrito, just because that would be funny to me. I think Sucro would honestly legitimately say that she had a newfound appreciation for Popotos, given her background as a farmer. I have a newfound appreciation for Popotos. As have I. Despite having just enjoyed a hearty meal, I found myself craving Popotos. As they keep well, they were a boon to sailors, and it was the same property that allowed them to survive the voyage to Eorzea. I like that it dramatically started snowing as we were discussing Popotos. The book also mentioned a method of preservation which sees Popotos repeatedly frozen and dried. The resultant product was apparently used in a stew by people in the mountainous regions. I should like to sample that dish one day, and that in all the unique cuisines of the vast continent. Smile. And so they decided to go to the New World because Popotos are cool. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tyrol? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about alpacas. I learned about wyvers. I learned about Valle Armanda. Windmill slamming the alpaca answer. I learned about alpacas. Nod. Ah, yes, the alpaca. In addition to serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by way of their lush fleece. They are especially prized by mountain tribes, who hold certain rare specimens sacred. Smile and nod. I thought I heard familiar voices. The twins have detected alpaca discussion and have arrived. I also want to see the sacred alpaca. Did you choose a different response there? Fancy running into the two of you here. Nod. Well, well, have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Fantasy creature alpaca. Yeah. I hope the sacred alpaca is a fate boss. I just want to see like a sparkling golden luminous alpaca that's gigantic spawn and hear the ba 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 like fate extreme world boss jingle happen. That sounds great. Anyway. Hi, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razatan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. What? Okay, this controller has a weird A button for sure. Hold on, what did you... In light of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. Oh boy, it's time to buy another controller again. Yay. And what of the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? I'll use the mouse for this. Explaining. Nod. Explaining further. I learned about alpacas and Popotos. Look, sometimes you just want to learn about alpacas. Alpacas.
I'm Amber, the alpaca wrangling master.
I don't know what that's in reference to. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tyrol. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up on Tuliolal ourselves. Oh, that's Fire Emblem Engage. Right, there's an alpaca person in that game. And by alpaca person, I mean person who likes alpacas, not person who is an alpaca. That said, if the next Fire Emblem had like an alpaca Laguz or something, is Laguz just a catch-all term for like beast folk in Fire Emblem or no? I'm not sure. Anyway. Nod. The contest. Is Sucro the only one allowed to help Wuk-Lamat? There was no mention of such restrictions as I recall. On the contrary, Wuk-Lamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. Alize has heard that she gets to fight stuff. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Alphino. We have planning to do. Alize, wait! It would seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. Alize has learned that there's fighting. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. Zuko got to read 4 books and learn about alpacas. Yay! I'm not sure if it actually counts as a catch-all term if it's only used in one context. What's up, Graha? What you thinking about? Questioning head tilt?
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story.
True.
What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Worklamat's request?
Gasp. Thinking. I never say no to new adventures, or I'm still undecided, to be honest, or I'd rather not get involved in politics. What would Sucro say? Yeah, that's basically the argument I expect the Scions being divided. I think I said it already. I expect them to be divided over thinking she's not going to I expect some of them to think she doesn't have the characteristics to be in charge of a country, yeah. I never say no to new adventures.
Ha! I thought you might say that.
It'd be funny if he said that
With
regardless
an
of what you
intrepid
said.
attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination.
There will be at least 3 trials, as per new expansion 0.0 regulation.
But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not?
You're speaking like you're not going to go with me. But you are, because you're going to have a taco in the future. It's been foretold by a trailer that you will have a taco.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains
Scholar
largely
like this
unknown
one.
to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon.
A scholar like this one, who's dead forever now. By the nun, etc.
The experiences to be had. All the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core.
I knew he was gonna say that because I foolishly looked at the internet and saw this line out of context. But it is funny that he says hear, feel, think. I'm going to have to learn to not look at the internet at all until 7.0 is over, once 7.0
Life is a
exists.
series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
the long trail to dawn, you might say.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
There he goes. Questioning head tilt. Sucro staring at the scene in this dramatic moment, just thinking, man, that's a lot of water. Banquet is here! Yay! Thinkrid is... He's thinking. He's Thinkrid right now. Thinkrid, you're not supposed to be ominous anymore. You were already La Habrea once. Welcome back, Sucro. If you're looking for Wuk-Lamat, she's currently with the others in her chambers. If you'd like, I can go and fetch them for you. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. Ah, hello. Thanks for stopping by. No worries about lurking. There seems to be some excitement about this. Judging by a let's go. Map. Give Erenville a weapon, though.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on, then. Let's hear it.
I wish to boldly go where I've never gone before, or I've never been one to turn down an adventure. I'll do it. Why can Sucro Star Trek? I've never been one to turn down an adventure. Ha! This theme, of course.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare say your time in Tural will be its own reward.
Sucro did not Star Trek. I'm sorry to disappoint.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
Now everyone else gets to meet Wuk-Lamat and
Alphino, Alice! What are you two doing here?
and see Kryle's paintbrush. It is true that Final Fantasy likes to reference star science fiction.
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuk-Lamat.
Wuk-Lamat, not Wuk-Lamat, unless it's both.
And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, Graha went and grabbed them.
Ah, you must be the twins who were sneaking after Erenville as toads.
Of course, that's the point of reference that you have.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
Erenville, completely blank expression.
First impressions last.
God. Dontrell's gonna be great. I love it already, and we're not even there yet.
'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize.
Yeah, Alize pout.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles.
And yet you wish to rule the nation. You realize you're probably going to have titles. I don't mean that in a and yet you participate in society kind of way. It's just like, you're probably gonna have to be addressed by titles if you rule a nation, right?
You want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors.
It's kind of funny, like, Alphino and Alizé just sort of wander in because Alizé detected fighting and Alphino detected diplomacy. Is basically how I'm interpreting this series of events.
We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a
Tuliolal.
nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Not.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Erenville just wants to leave.
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable.
That means you don't get to dispense yourself.
They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
Yeah, you're already in the CG trailer, you're stuck here.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But Graha, you have to have a taco.
But, Raha...
It's been foretold. I've been over this. Questioning head tilt?
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Thank you, Raha. Thank you.
And he somehow ends up over there having a taco anyway.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
Determined, but without a sound effect, unlike the previous determined with the sound effect that happened 1 second ago.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
No, Graha, no, are you also bad with money? I hope not. Wait, are you just gonna paste this onto the actual map? You are, aren't you?
There.
We've designed a new world map.
This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
I like this very dramatic pose here. This is the thumbnail. This is the last thumbnail, because when Dawn Trail drops, I'm not going to use thumbnails because it'll be spoilers. I'll just have a generic one with a number on it. As is my tradition. No, that's the Endwalker theme. You have to play the Dawn Trail theme. Stop it. No, no Heart of Ember. Stop it. Wrong theme. Cut it off. The Loporrits just appreciated the stylistic choice of the Ilsabard portion of the map. Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. You think of Ghost in the Shell? I don't know much about Ghost in the Shell, but I can tell you that Solution 9 is specifically the name of, I think, Zidane's ultimate ability when in Transform in Final Fantasy 9. I think it's the ultimate one. Is there anything unique in the credits? Like, we've seen these credit concept art pieces before, I believe. I believe we've seen these. Oh, no. Well, no, yeah, that's the old Kryl. Look, there's her green mage mace that she has. Still is here. I don't actually remember these concept art. I guess they're concept art. I mean, my memory's not great. Estinian is here. Estinian is going to do a Monster Hunter at some point. This art is all new. Sean and Vritra have the same voice actor. That's pretty good. Okay, yeah, this is definitely new art. Tataru, the true final boss of all Final Fantasy XIV, eventually. Vana. I'll just let it go, well, sped up. So we're not here forever, but we do get to look at the art. Get out of here. Thank you. Remember when Estinian paid $1 million?
Rest in pieces, bozo.
True. Okay. At this point, we can probably skip. Ah, the stinger scene is after we continue. Thank you for petting Calico. Lest you wonder about your passage to Tyrol, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you, a rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when the departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Ah, right. Research has proven that wearing a knapsack or similar greatly reduces the likelihood of being pestered with questions about how you carry so many items. True. I think the alpaca mount was shown at the FanFest, and that's where I'm thinking of. Meanwhile, in Limsalomensa. Estinian is also somewhere.
When does the next ship set sail?
Can't you just jump across the ocean?
May I ask your destination?
Anywhere. Just give me any ship.
The north and east, I've already seen.
So Estinian is just independently deciding he wants to go west to find cool stuff.
I suppose I'll head west this time.
Bird.
West, you say?
No one's ever heard of West Estinian. I'm just imagining Estinian jumping across the ocean like how you'd skip a stone across water. Meanwhile, in Old Charlian... Oh, Y'shtola is probably over here. No, Urianger. Paper. Thancred. Backdashing across the sea like Alucard, that also works.
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
Ah, so Thancred's just spreading the information that everyone's going west. Basically. Oh yeah, that did kind of happen to Hildebrand.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Oh, so you're going there for some other reason, maybe.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
A business opportunity? So, are they backing... They might be backing another candidate for some business sort of reason, maybe? If that's the case.
If
Also,
the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition.
Also, we're getting more bespoke and elaborate animations again. Yeah, that seems likely, based in context.
Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
So we're gonna fight Urianger and Thancred at some point then.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
They just think it's gonna be fun.
Delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember. Come, my friend. We make for Taral.
Animation quality bump. Cutscene. By the way. Meanwhile, somewhere else. No, it's just Sucro. Meanwhile, Sucro. What's up, Sucro? What you doing? Moon count 25.
Tell me.
Yep.
Have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
Sure did. Got it marked off right here.
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's North?
I knew this bucket list would come up at some point. Not that one yet. We'll get there.
The fabled golden cities of the New World.
There we go. That's the one we're going after. Sucro already knows that the Golden City is real because Emmett said so, I guess. Boat. Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond and tread the gilded path beyond. Yay. Tomorrow's unknown. We don't know what Y'shtola's up to right now, I guess. Probably some other scions. Sun Chaser. To be continued. Well, okay, that was actually kind of short. Even with the tangent. Personal effect. Shoulder a knapsack and look the part of a seasoned traveler. Boop. Oh. Oh. For some reason, I expected it to dispel my weapon. But that's not how fashion accessories work. We've added the Guild Wars 2 back item slot. And yeah, Sucro is done with the current story. I have streamed the majority, I guess, of Final Fantasy XIV's main content, is how I'll put it. Like, obviously I haven't streamed all the side quests everywhere. Like, not all the I didn't finish streaming all of Nier. I didn't stream Bozia or Eureka much, etc. But for most intents and purposes, I've streamed most of Final Fantasy XIV. And I have not yet emotionally processed this knowledge because my immediate reaction is nothing. I'm sure it'll hit me later and I'll just like... It'll hit me later in a way that knocks me down and interrupts my current action. You know, that sort of thing. Nier just made me uncomfortable with its tone and nearness. Hey, Beavis. So, I have no ideas what to do now that I've... Yeah, let's get far away from it, exactly. I have no ideas what to do now. My only thought is that there are probably people loitering around to speak to in the post 6.55 universe. Somewhere. But because I think I saw someone mention that somebody was somewhere. Like there's Alphino, for example. What's up, Alphino? I got a backpack. Never did I imagine that I might travel to Tyrol, much less be involved in a contest to decide its new ruler. I shall do all in my power to see that Wuk-Lamat succeeds. And in so doing, I expect I will learn a great deal that will be of help to Euless and his people. I can think of no better way than to make the most of my time away from Garlemald. So yeah, there are people around. I don't know where any of them are, except for the one I just found. If anyone knows where any important or interesting characters are, feel free to tell me. Because I don't know what else to do with myself now that I've cleared most of Final Fantasy XIV. One thing I will immediately do, though. Did they change fortune-telling ladies' dialogue again? Let's find out. What if I talked to her and she was like, wow, that new Dawn Trail trailer just looks sick. Have you looked at it yet? Here's the YouTube URL. Like in that exact phrase. Sort of way. What if? Honestly, I just forgot that the other teleport point was closer than Magni. I hope the relics we and the people of Yangsha and the Ruby Sea gathered were useful to you. When you and the Scions flew beyond the sky, we each prayed for you in our own way. Perhaps you and your friends averting the final days is what Grandmother foresaw in her dream. But more importantly, all is right with the world again, and we have you to thank. Okay, so that's post 6.0. What about... The path laid by the gods is at an end, but there is another yet to be walked. By light radiant, born of a traveler's bonds. Seek and you will find. Go in hope and in grace. That's absolutely a Dawn Trail related text box. But I don't know how long that's been there. Okay, so let's go back to Sharlayan again and look around Sharlayan places. Yeah, that sounds like it's also been here. And I guess it could refer to 0 as well, technically. Okay, so no one was in the Baldesion Annex main hall. Alphino was in the Numenon. I think. I don't know why anyone would be over here. There is a mischievous Mikoto. There's a gremlin child planning a prank. Over here. I think I went over there because I mixed up the name of it with the last stand. I will also accept any ideas as to where people might be. Could be some people at Radzit Han. Though, like, Estinian was shown to be in Limsa. It'd be funny if he was just sitting around in Limsa still. No one over here. Also, if anyone has any ideas of what I should be doing now that I've done everything, I guess I'm willing to listen to that as well. Like, I think it was you, Samantha, who suggested, like, I would have time to celebrate. But I have no idea of what I would do to celebrate. Truthfully. Anyone in the studio? Unless that's where I just was. No, it's not. That's fair. Anyone? Those two are still here. That makes sense. It's also acceptable for this to be a short stream. It just feels kind of like fishing. I haven't fished in this game for a while. Go enjoy books in Explorer mode. I am curious to see if I can find... Look at all the crafting and gathering I don't have. Other people sitting around. Surely it's not just Alphino, right? As funny as it would be for only Alphino to exist. My joints were a little bit... Like, my hands were a little bit bothered during the combat portion. But at the moment, I'm doing okay. I think I'm also just reluctant for Sucro streaming to end for a while. Sucro's important, you know? Anyone around here? I mean, that is true. I will be trying to stream other things, probably. We will learn more about the severity of the hand issues soon, hopefully. Due to more appointments. And I'll work out what I'm doing next from there. I did get my 2DS capture card working again. In case you forgot or didn't know that I had access to an actual, like, 2DS capture card hardware situation. So Fire Emblem Echoes was one thing I planned to do, or wanted to do. So I could play that on actual hardware if I purchased it or hacked the 2DS. That'd be neat, maybe. Gah! It's Limsa. Stinian, are you just over here waiting for a boat for several months, maybe? That would be funny if he was. Yeah, this is just fishing. You heard what was easy to do? That's just ocean fishing stuff. No Estinian over here. It is kind of funny to see everyone around here. I think Limsa is just kind of like that. Limsa just kind of has people in it. Oh, hacking the 2DS. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's terribly complicated, actually. Stinian, are you anywhere in Limsa? Oh, the ocean fishing is in the Moogle Trove event. That explains it. There are no rewards from the Moogle Tome event that I care about, which I guess is good for my hands. No Estinian in here. Wait. I vaguely remember you. These two are going to go to the Northern Empty, apparently. To somewhere called Erslangt. I don't remember exactly who these two people are, but they are talking about a location that I don't know. So that's interesting. Where else could anyone possibly be? Probably not anywhere in Limsa, so. See if I can find anything going on in Razatan. Starting over here, I guess. I forgot you could actually go into this room. Wait. Oh, right, that's the, relics. No. I mean, we didn't see we weren't shown anyone existing here, so it makes sense that no one's here. We were only shown people being in Charlian. Basically. And Limsa. I'm getting the distinct impression that people are not actually standing around on the world map to be spoken to. Well, not world map, that's not the right term. I'm getting the impression that there aren't actually people to find. Maybe. Except Alphino, apparently. Unless there's other spots in Charlian. Actually, maybe someone's at the Leveilleur estate? I don't know. I didn't go there yet, so. I mean, Emiliance is here, of course, but... Right. I forgot you could cast glamour on people that you've done custom deliveries for. I kind of wish that system didn't exist, because people immediately used it for criminal acts. Nobody here. Is there like anybody? Anywhere? Only Alphino exists, to my knowledge. Unless, like, Alize is floating above the ocean in a T-pose or something. Alphino kinda is, or was, the secret main character for a large amount of time. That is, like, correct as a statement, basically. Okay, I'm just gonna, like, run around the lower part of Charlian just to make sure. Hey, it's Erenville. I found someone. I have no doubt there is much you wish to know about Tural, but there will be plenty of time to answer your questions on the journey there. I will see to our supplies. All you need to do is be patient. It will be time to depart before you know it. Like, I'd be surprised if Luke Lamotte wasn't around somewhere, honestly. But I guess she could be in her room that she has. Zuko can put her hat back on now. Whoops. You cannot move and adjust a portrait at the same time, or else Sucro will slowly fly off into space. Hey, it's Grahatia. Ah, it seems you've caught me in a rather precarious predicament. I've been pursuing new means of acquiring gil, you see. Thinking of potential endeavors we might undertake in future, it wouldn't do to find my coffers wanting at a critical juncture. Perhaps I should consider the Loporit's treasure vault that Urianger spoke of. In any case, so long as they do not interfere with my obligations to the students of Baldessian, I intend to pursue all possible avenues. Graha is googling how to gil farm. Who are you? The seas are calm once again. Life has never felt quite so good. Thanks, Nami Funomi. Graha, whatever you do, don't listen to the real money traders. Okay, so we have found a couple of people. Also, isn't the solution to any money problem just to ask Tataru at the moment? Or are we not, like, officially affiliated with her anymore, so we can't? Anyone over here? Just someone who wants to play a card game. I keep trying to sprint even though I can't. Oh, there's Loporits over here. One has a phone. Did you get that feedback down? Listeners indignant yet thrilled. Oh, they're listening to the students talking about the hyper hustle and like noting down feedback on their phone. That's funny. Yeah. There's just a random Mikote scholar falling asleep here. Sorry, I saw you fall asleep. I guess it's just a random wandering NPC. Who is she? What does she do? Okay, I'm just gonna look around a little bit more. Yeah. Hey, remember this building that's important once? And like never again? Neat. Cool building. Thanks, everyone. God, I was about to lose my mind because I thought I saw the first 5 letters of Mysterious Maiden and like did like a double take mentally before remembering that that was just Mysterious Maiden. Completely unrelated to the Dark Knight questline, of which I showed some but not all. It would be complete nonsense if Mist was just somewhere. Like, it would actually not make sense. Not really. Refugees. Ah, I remember you. We met in Garlemald, yes? Fortuno convinced us to come here to Charlian, but it's not at all what I expected. I remember these two, kinda. Uncivilized is not quite the word for it, but they've not even trains for transit or radios for communication. There is much that needs to be improved here. Ha! Sounds like some kind of fun value to me. Oh, Fortuno's acquaintance, Sucro, was it? Life has certainly taken a turn for the better since coming here. The people have taken quite an interest in Magitech. The others are wont to complain about this or that, but in truth they're quite enamored with Charlian as well. We all share a common interest in the pursuit of knowledge. I feel like they probably don't need trains in Charlian. Maybe in Labyrinthos? Like, maybe if you had a train that connected Charlian and Labyrinthos and the parts of Labyrinthos. I don't know how practical that would be. Wait a minute. You can float a book? This is vital knowledge. You can float a book. I mean, I guess it's kind of implied. Maybe, but no one else has floated a book before. See, look, we're learning so much by me refusing to end the stream. We're finding people we met. We're learning that books can float. Cheating Way is still here. Bankert and Uriage are probably already on a boat. They're taking like the slowest possible boat, so it'll take them a while to get anywhere. Huh? Look, I haven't actually investigated the quest. What's this? Huh. Mysterious. Probably just a random side quest, but still. I didn't know there was just a letter laying around. Tranquility. Anyone over here being tranquil? No, not particularly. I wonder if anyone would be in Labyrinthos. Is that possible? Portiono has been standing around in Labyrinthos before, so... I don't know why I'm even going back here, like someone would be hiding. Like, where is Y'shtola right now? Like, she probably said she was going somewhere. I just don't remember. Like, if I could find her anywhere, maybe. Is she at, like, previous other Charlian or something? I don't know. Previous other Charlian. Famous location. I might go check in with Matoya too. I'm just reluctant to have Sucro take a nap for so long. I mean, I'll play the game a little bit more on my own time because there's gonna be a Valentine's Day event and like a crossover with 16, I guess. Stuff like that. I've done the 11 crossover in the past because I have all of the glamour from it. I don't remember if that's per character or per account. So I may or may not have done that on Sucro, but I do have all the glamour for it with Sucro, so I'm thinking I might have. Wait, what's... Oh, right. This is the, Savage. Tenzin is just a guy in 11 that you hang out with? What? That's something I didn't know. Unless that's in the event and I just didn't remember that. Anyone over here for some reason? It's not in the event, okay. Cuthbert. We still have a cool ship. Okay, that's funny. I would try to play 11 again, but it just sort of like bounces off my brain. I need to be given direction more than 11 will give me. I think. That's interesting, though. Toya's like over here, right? Yeah. Matoya, do you have anything to say about Dawn Trail? For some reason? After this, I truly have no other ideas for anything to do, so... It could be possible that Vana'diel is like the 11th shard. That would make sense to me. I got stuck on fence. Matoya, got anything to say? Like old Louis Soir, you lot set out to save the world, and like him you believed in your cause with all your heart, and like him you succeeded. Spineless wretches of the Forum could stand to take a cue from your example. Now, as Stoller would tell you, I tend to be sparing with my praise, but for what you've accomplished, you have my respect and admiration. That's just post 6.0 dialogue, I think. Alright. So, no Y'shtola here. Well. I can't think of anywhere else to check. I can't think of anything else to do. So I guess on that kind of odd note, this has been Final Fantasy XIV. Endwalker. Endwalker is over. We don't have an exact release date for Dawn Trail yet, but Sucro will be taking an extended break until then. There are many other possible ideas for what I will be streaming in the future. I should also probably... I should probably make sure that my health is alright before I actually commit to streaming anything, maybe. Maybe I should take the rest of the week off. You know. But, yeah. Could be Fire Emblem Fate, or not Fates. I was about to say I could stream Fire Emblem Fates. I definitely won't do that. God, I almost cursed myself. Fire Emblem Echoes is something I want to stream. Might do some, like, casual streams of Guild Wars 1 or City of Heroes, because I've been trying those again lately. Guild Wars 2 is still maybe eventually on the theoretical table, somewhere in, like, the corner of this giant idea table that I have. Would I be the sort of person to immediately stream other entire MMOs after finally getting to the end of Endwalker, which is ridiculous to have streamed all of 14? Well, maybe not ridiculous, but I guess probably objectively kind of impressive to have streamed all of 14. But if I were to immediately try to stream all of another MMO, that'd be a bit much. I don't know. I have ideas. We'll figure out what happens. I should take care of myself, though. I'm glad that it is impressive. I'm glad people are impressed. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad that you enjoy the streams that I've done. Thank you for watching, as this says. I hope you will join me on whatever other adventures I have in the future. Some of them.
A new day brings new adventure. But for now, rest easy, Scro.
God, right. She can't say Sucro. Well, that's fine. But yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed the stream. I hope that you enjoyed the streams of Final Fantasy XIV in general. It'll be a while before another one, probably, like I said. I need to figure out what to put in the corner, since it's not going to be Sucro Day for a while, also. And yeah, hope that you enjoy whatever else I do. As usual, if you are interested in any links, they are available at borealrobin.cardwith2rs.co. Donations and stuff are helpful, following and subscribing is helpful, spreading the word is helpful, etc. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Sucro's gonna take a nap for like 6 months now. Good night, everyone.